This is the saddest thing I've ever seen. We, of course, welcome back to another video. This is, of course, the no quarterback, no team quarterbacks. And the Jets are so bad. I must not have remembered that they had McCown as a starter. So this is the one quarterback. I mean, I'll release him, I guess. I mean, I don't think anyone's going to want him, but this is the one team that I forgot to cut the quarterback. We're going to go to free agency. We're going to take a look at all the quarterbacks if it wants to load. You can see we have all the quarterbacks in the league. Tom Brady, Aaron Rodgers, Matt Ryan, Breeze, all the dudes that you could ever want. Some of them are tight ends. Interesting. Dak Prescott. So, of course, I don't know if anyone's done this yet, but I'm kind of curious to see what's going to happen. I'm hoping we don't see a one team grab like a bunch of quarterbacks. I don't see why they would, but you never know because it's interesting how it works. You don't really see something like this ever because obviously it's all one position. But how does that work? You know, if it advances and the game automatically puts players on teams, are they going to say, okay, the Patriots are going to have Tom Brady, Rodgers are going to go to the Packers? Like, I hope that's not the case. My biggest hope is that that doesn't happen. I want to see the league mixed up. It would be cool to see some teams with their original quarterback, but I really want to see Rodgers go to like the Dolphins and Brady go to the Bengals or something. That'd be really cool. But more importantly, let's get into this thing. So here is the sim. Who are we going to get? We have no one. Did we just not sign a quarterback? What? Okay, Patrick Mahomes is there. I'm going to keep letting them choose because I don't want to force anyone. So we see, which is really weird because there's a bunch of quarterbacks, a lot of rookies here. I'm going to keep going. I'm going to make sure that we do get I want to make sure the league gets a quarterback. Let's keep going. This team's got to take someone. Surely this team's got to take someone. Bryce Petty still. Okay, so let's go on to week 4. This team's got to pick a quarterback up, right? If not, I'm going to have to start dishing quarterbacks to people. Okay, so let's take a look at quarterbacks again. See, we've seen most of them did go. What about the new ones? Yeah, so a lot of these guys are gone too. God damn it, Jets. You're so bad. You're absolutely the worst. They're like, nah, we're good. We're gonna go with Bryce. We don't need any of that. It's gonna be sad because a lot of these teams are gonna have like 3 or 4 of the quarterbacks. It's the regular season. Do we have a new quarterback? Of course we don't. Why wouldn't we? Hackenberg, you're terrible in real life. I don't care what anyone wants to say. You're terrible. Let's grab one of the quarterbacks. I want them to have a decent one, so we're going to go with the very best of the best. Bortles. Shit. We might be down to elite Joe Flacco. I mean, Joe Flacco is technically the best one here. I mean, to the Jets. What are you doing? Let's go look around the league, though, see what other teams did, because, I mean, it appeared that the Jets are the only one. And I have autofill on. I do have autofill on. Palmer and Kaiser to the Lions. Packers get Garoppolo. Interesting. Simeon to the Panthers. Patriots end up with Big Ben and Eli Manning, so they're set for sure. Deshaun Watson to the Raiders. That's not the worst issue. Teddy Bridgewater to the Rams. Ravens get Mariota. That's pretty cool. Matt Ryan to the Redskins. That's interesting. They lose Kirk Cousins, but they gain him. The Saints also pull the Jets. Seahawks get Rodgers. All right, so that's an interesting one. Carson Wentz to the Steelers. Jameis Winston to the Texans. Kirk Cousins to the Titans. That's weird. They swapped. No, they didn't. Matt Ryan went to the Redskins. Andrew Luck to the Vikings. That's an interesting one. The Bears. It's always the shitty teams. Every bad team doesn't get a new quarterback. Tom Brady to the Bills. That is painful. Andy Dalton to the Broncos. That's actually cool. Browns get Phillip Rivers. Buccaneers get Cam Newton. They change Winston for Cam. Not really a huge difference there. Drew Brees to the Cardinals. That's a decent fit. Pat Mahomes to the Chargers. They wouldn't mind it, I would assume. Chiefs get Bradford. They're used to that kind of talent. Tyrod Taylor to the Colts. Stafford to the Cowboys. They don't really move much there. Tannehill to the Dolphins. They get their original guy, so we do have a team getting an original. Eagles lose Wentz. They gain Trubisky. Not that bad. Falcons downgrade big time to Goff. Derek Carr to the Niners. Davis Webb. I don't even know who the hell that is, but the Giants don't get a new guy. Russell Wilson to the Jags. We have Joe Flacco, and that is it. So, Aaron Rodgers on the Seahawks. So we're going to see what happens. Are any of these quarterbacks in a better situation now than they started? I'm trying to think if any of them are. I don't think so. I think most of the quarterbacks downgraded their situation because Rodgers, as much as he would love to have an elite defense, that offensive line is something he would not be appreciative of. Broncos, maybe the Broncos, whoever is quarterbacking them, maybe he got an upgrade. I can't remember. I don't think any of the teams, I'm pretty sure most of the quarterbacks, if not all of them, downgraded their team. So, of course, the Jets do not make it to the playoffs. What do we have? Patriots still 11-5. Dolphins 9-7. Tom Brady is on a 5-11 team. Let's take a look at the whole league now. Things should be different, right? Giants are the league leaders. Seahawks, Jaguars do well. Ravens do well. That's a new one for us. Saints do pretty well. Some of the really, expected teams. Packers dropped to 8-8. I don't even remember who the Packers grabbed up. But of course, a lot of the teams that are supposed to do bad do actually still do pretty badly. A decent bit of that has to do with the fact that they didn't even grab anyone. So I want to see, I guess, a lot of this is relative, and I don't pay attention to these kind of teams. So this is going to take us a while to look through all the teams. So we're going to go top to bottom, make sure we don't miss anyone. We're starting at the Bears. We're going to stop at the Bears. Mike Glennon does not matter. Dak Prescott, 37 touchdowns, 11 picks, 4,000 yards. It's actually a really good season for him. And the receivers, they don't look too great, though. I don't know if there was just a lot of spreading of the ball. Tom Brady, one of his worst seasons I've ever had him do. So it's kind of ironic. I have a different video like this. I don't know if it's come out already or not, but this kind of points towards that a little bit. 25 touchdowns, 13 picks. Not great on a Bills roster with basically no receivers. Jordan Matthews does all right. Moving on now to the Broncos. Andy Dalton having a pretty damn good season. 12 touchdowns for Jamal Charles, 1 for C.J. Anderson. I would be pissed. 3 1,000-yard receivers, almost a fourth. Very good season for the Broncos. Hopefully they made the playoffs because I'd like to see them go far. Phillip Rivers does as well as he can on the Browns. Not that the Browns are a terrible roster. They just don't have much receiving options. There you go. Nothing special there. He does pretty good with the Browns, though. I'll give him that. Buccaneers now getting Cam Newton. A bit of a downgrade, honestly, I'd like to think. I know 7 interceptions isn't bad, but not a lot of yards, only 30 touchdowns. And as you can see, the Buccaneers have a lot of receiving talent. So Cam Newton doesn't really play that well there. Drew Brees, as per usual, does well. 38 touchdowns, 10 picks, 3,100 yards. He does have David Johnson and some decent receivers. Stevie Johnson still in the league? Is he? Is he really? I mean, wow, okay. Pat Mahomes for his rookie year, under 4,000 yards. Not that far off, though. 28 touchdowns, 15 picks. I would like to think that the Chargers have a decent receiving squad, so you would like to see more from him, but he is a rookie, so not bad. Sam Bradford, absolutely terrible. But once again, the Chiefs, they got Tyreek Hill and Travis Kelce, but where else are you going to go? Conley he's an up-and-comer, kind of, but nothing really spectacular there. Tyrod Taylor, tough roster. The Colts are one of the worst rosters in the league, especially for receiving talent. I like T.Y., but he seems to disappear a lot. Moncrief, is he good? I can't tell. And then Frank Gore, why are you still in the league? I don't know if he's retired in real life or not, but what is going on? Stafford does pretty damn well. 5,086 yards, 38 touchdowns, 15 picks. Could be the MVP of the league. We'll see. 3 1,000-yard receivers, almost 4. Witten, just a little bit of a slow guy, so what can you expect there? Dolphins now. Ryan Tannehill, not going to see him in real life, but he does all right with his original team here. No receiver over 1,000. A lot of spreading of the ball, around 700 to 800 yards. Eagles get Trubisky. Not a great rookie year, which is a little surprising because the Eagles have some pretty damn good offensive talent. Although I guess to be fair, they do lose Jordan Matthews. Jared Goff on the Falcons does terribly. Is he going to be a bust in real life? Because, if this is any tale, he's a bust. Because 4,100 yards, 24 touchdowns, 22 picks with one of the best rosters in the league. You got Devontae Freeman, Brian Hill there, Julio Jones, Sanu, and then you have an amazing defense, so I don't know how he did so poorly. Derek Carr on a rough Niners squad does all right. Good touchdowns to picks ratio. Carlos Hyde, 1,300 yards. Jeremy Curley gets over 1,000. Not a whole lot of receiving talent there. Giants, Davis Webb, probably the best rookie in the league. 4,100 yards, 43 touchdowns, 10 picks. Shane Vereen has a good season. Paul Perkins, a lot of touchdowns. Receiving threat, very good. One of the best receiving cores in the league. If Marshall's still up for it. Russell Wilson, 32 and 11. Just like, was it just like the guy we just looked at? It was someone else. Someone had that exact ratio. Russell Wilson, though, puts up 4,700 yards with the Jags roster. That's pretty amazing because he's not the kind of guy that's going to put up 4,700 yards at all. Jets, Joe Flacco, already looked at that. Let's go. Just make sure, just showing you guys in case you waited for it. Not bad considering what he's working with. Carson Palmer does really well considering how bad he played last year in real life. Pretty good stats for the Lions. Not saying they got an upgrade, but Carson played pretty well there. Garoppolo played really well. 4,700 yards, 38 touchdowns, 12 picks. Of course, he has an amazing Packers receiving core. Gets almost 3 1,000-yard receivers. Don't know if they made the playoffs. No, I think they were 8-8. Trevor Siemian underperforming a little bit. 24 touchdowns only. But at the same time, what can you do when you're Trevor Siemian? Moving on to the Patriots now. Big Ben, lack of touchdowns, still does decent. Tevin Coleman, of course, back to the Patriots yet again. That's a spot that he loves to go to. 1,000-yard receiver. We're not going to see that in real life. Edelman is out, sadly. Sean Watson, 4,000-yard receiving or passing, 29 touchdowns, 22 picks. Marshawn Lynch does pretty well. I don't see him doing that well in real life. Split carry or receptions. Patterson almost gets 1,000. Teddy Bridgewater on the Rams does about as well as someone is going to do on the Rams. Nothing special there. Moving now on to the Ravens. Mariota does pretty well, a lot better than I would expect Joe Flacco to do. And Jeremy Maclin over 1,000. Almost down to the bottom of the list. Matt Ryan, 32 touchdowns, 7 picks, 4,600 yards. That's not bad for a Redskin squad. They did gain Terrell Pryor recently, but other than Terrell Pryor, who should not be anyone's best receiving threat, they don't really have much other than Jordan Reed. Blake Bortles does well considering he's doing really poorly in real life. 3 for 1 on picks, or touchdowns to picks. Decent receiving targets. Seahawks, Aaron Rodgers, 35 touchdowns, 12 picks, 4,000 yards. Not bad. Terrible offensive line. What about receivers? Doug goes over 1,000. Everyone else about 800, 700. Steelers, Carson Wentz, lots of touchdowns, lots of yards. Solid season, but he does have a lot of talent to work with. Antonio Brown, possibly the best wide receiver statistically this year. Jameis Winston, Texans, not bad. I'd like to see who was the best quarterback. It might honestly be that Davis Webb guy. Kirk Cousins, underperforming big time. Titans have a lot of up-and-coming receivers in the league. Also got Decker to work with. And now on to the last team, Andrew Luck. Holy crap. Andrew Luck is just terrible. 3,100 yards, 20 touchdowns, 11 picks. Dalvin Cook had a lot of touchdowns and Diggs. So, I mean, Andrew Luck, I would like to think, is the worst quarterback out of the bunch just for, he didn't have the worst team to work with, and he just played so poorly. Take a look at the awards, and we'll see what team is going to win the award. Like I said, Davis Webb wasn't far off. Russell Wilson, MVP. Davis Webb was very, very close. Best quarterback. I mean, we got Mariota, all these guys. Who had the best quarterbacks, actually? Was it the NFC or the AFC this time? I'd like to say the I don't know. I think it might be split again. Tom Brady is on the other side, just like Rodgers is on this side. Not quite sure. I mean, the best quarterback statistically was Davis Webb, a rookie. But let's go on to the Super Bowl. See who wins that thing. What team benefited the most from having a new quarterback, quote unquote? Because it could be like the Steelers, who have an amazing team and plug and play any quarterback, and you're looking good. I would say the Falcons, but I think they missed the playoffs with, was it Carson? No, it was someone really bad. Let's take a look. The Steelers apparently wins a Super Bowl. It's just funny I mentioned them because there they go. So the wild card, you got the Steelers winning, the Saints winning, the Ravens winning, and the Vikings winning. So Andrew Luck wins a playoff game there. Andrew Luck wins another one, surprisingly, over Davis Webb. Patriots win there. Steelers win barely. Seattle wins there. Andrew Luck. Did Andrew Luck go to the Super Bowl? Lost by 5. Rodgers lost to Andrew Luck by 5. Steelers beat the Patriots. And then Andrew Luck loses by 7 in the Super Bowl. Let's take a look at the stats. So Andrew Luck went off quite a bit. So Carson Wentz wins a Super Bowl in his first year in the league. Oh, is it? Wait. Why did I really just say first year? Second year in the league. This time with a Steelers roster. Kind of felt that way for him in real life. Carson Wentz quite possibly might be the next Andrew Luck. Good talent, not enough around him. But the Eagles did a decent bit this year to try and change that. So we'll see. Le'Veon Bell, a huge factor. So from this little experiment, the Steelers are the winners, proving once again their roster is amazing because Carson Wentz dominated in it. And I'd like to think, Andrew Luck turned it around in the playoffs, but he was one of the worst quarterbacks throughout the regular season. But at the end of the day, that doesn't matter because Rodgers only has 1 Super Bowl, and he's been the best or very close to the best quarterback in the regular season thus far in his career. And Andrew Luck almost won a Super Bowl with a terrible regular season. So anything can happen. And I don't see the Vikings go to the Super Bowl very often. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you have any other suggestions, what if, tips on how to do better in the game or what to do, game modes, whatever, different games even, just suggest it. The comment section's there, and I respond to just about every comment. Pretty much. Day 1, I'll respond to every comment. So hopefully you guys enjoy the video. Hopefully you come back. If you're new, subscribe maybe. But until next video, see ya!